It's Chris Hansen. I'm sitting here right now. Actually, I'm laying here, and I can feel like they got whatever they got programmed in my brain. I know it's not me because I know me and I know what they've been doing and stuff that's coming up in my head ever since they did it. Um, I'm laying here and it feels like it has got it halfway turned up where it's raising up in my brain and they're just keeping it there. They're just holding the volume there to where my brain raises up a little bit and it starts pulling this stuff in my head up and they're just holding it there. So and there's voice to skull stuff from this computer program coming from the West again. Like it always does, the same exact voice every day. Like it's a program voice. So I said, I'm going to make a video of this, exactly what you're doing to me, you know. So, because I know me, I can feel it. It's just like they got the volume turned up. And so before I grabbed the phone here, I felt it going down. And my mind coming back to normal. Then all of a sudden, I felt some more energy hit my head. Like they turned up like another knob, and I could feel this other stuff that they've put in my head coming up. These blasphemies and stuff just started like coming into my head. And it's like they're just holding it there. They're trying to get the other parts of my brain to accept that that's a natural thing or something by holding it there and just having it go through my head. You know what I'm saying? Just waving through my head. And then they said, I don't, you know, I guess because they got me tuned in, I can always hear it. These extremely low frequencies, but I could hear the thing talking, and it said, you better be careful what you do with them because there are people who know who he is, and, you know, the natural part of them. I'm supposed to go to church tonight here. Down at Alamoana's church again. It's Saturday. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays is their service. Thursdays they cancel because of this Bible study. There's some guy that's been in a hospital. But they're doing all this right before I got to go to church here. And there are people that are aware of what's going on because I've told them what's going on. In the meantime, I'm trying to get my driver's license because my mom's getting older. And, you know, so I've been driving the pastor's truck. He's a retired detective for the Honolulu Police Department. He worked with the Honolulu Police Department for 30 years. He knows what's going on. I've told him what's going on. You know, they've been throwing all this stuff with the other pastor. Every time I'm like around them, they start doing some weird stuff in my head concerning his wife. And then the pastor's looking like, you know, I said, man, I told him, they're throwing these waves, man, around, you know. And they are. I'm not interested in the pastor's wife, but you know they're doing adulterous spirit stuff. They're doing homosexuality stuff. They're waving this stuff around in my head with all these blasphemies. It's like the devil's doing whatever he can to destroy me. And these Luciferian Masons, this government that has this project on our head, and it's obvious they do because Robert Duncan says that they've empowered the dark side. You know, he said technology can be used for good or bad, you know, and I don't want them trying to, you know, do some kind of, you know, I don't need them to be doing anything good and feeding stuff in my head and trying to do positive notes. You know what I'm saying? They're trying all this stuff with DNA, to try to, make this person a better person, take this out, so this genetic defect, blah, 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 so they can make the perfect person or so they can whack you out in your head with it. I don't need it either way. But he's saying, well, technology's neutral, and I've empowered the dark side. So obviously he knows what and who they are. He says it's a hyper game theory, they're just here to walk people into their death. And so that's what's going on. That's what he says. And then he just goes on and starts talking about something else, like, that's just fine and dandy. I empowered the dark side. Can't do nothing about it. Well, anyways, anybody for cookies? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. They are warping me out of my natural brain. I sit there trying to study the Word of God and figure out what I want to do with my life, and they're just operating on my brain with this stuff, putting this stuff in my head, all this satanic stuff, and it's nothing like this is what I want in my head. Nothing. It's all against my will. Every single note of it. And I don't want them using it on me to try something positive either. I'm not their freaking experiment. And, they're saying I beg and differ. Yeah. There's Chris Hansen right now. Now it's the 30th of March. Right before church, and this is what they're doing right now, live in OAHU at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was up all night, actually doing some Bible study, and I slept all day, or a better part of the day here. It's to the point, man, I sit here and I lay here, man, I'm so just whacked out of my brain, man, I can't even hardly get up sometimes. I get up to use the restroom, and I'm so dizzy I might fall over from all the psychotronics in my head. And I stagger back and I lay down and I just fall out again. They got so many microwaves and psychotronics that be wheeling around in my head all the time that I don't even feel like I'm me anymore. But I know who I am, and I'm not this person they're making me out to be. I'm a pretty decent person. I mean, and I don't know what to say, man. I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna get ready for church, and I'm gonna go down to church. I'm gonna feed this cat tonight and probably have something to eat. That's about it, Maybe try to study my Bible. In the meantime, they got something going up, man, in my head. They're just turning it up and leaving it there, and it's all in the back of my head as I'm talking, And this lady's laughing, just laughing. And they think it's funny, It's not a wonder, that people just flip out sometimes, I'm not going back to prison. I'm not going to flip out on them, I mean, because I'm not going to feed into their, I'm a mental patient, crap, like Barry Trower says, and that's a success, to whack them out of their brain, take a totally sane person, make them insane, and then go wander around, even though they sit right there on the sidelines and they try to get you to do something, and they always got a witness with them, they always got some partner with them, so they can call the cops on you and say something to wreck your life some more. Because their whole thing with organized gang stalking is to isolate you from friends and family, to try to make you look like you're a loner and you got nothing, you're a nobody. You're just some, dude in society that's whacked out, and it's so organized that's what they're trying to, I was selling pie, New Awanu Aikido Club, I was getting involved with Kaji Kimbo, member at the Y, they have come in and infiltrated every part of my life, man, and ruined every part of my life with these psychotronics, man, on this island to try to bring that about, and this is the point, man, where I don't even want to waste any more money, man. If I can't think to do my forms and my katas without them, warping the whole class out with these microwaves and psychotronics and getting everything weird, man, where people are looking at you like you're crazy, you know, and you tell them about it, and they're like, well, you know, hey, man, we're just here to teach martial arts, you know. And this guy's got a reputation on the island for being one of the best, most most renowned, respected instructors in the world, you know. And they're sitting there just warping my freaking head out, man, ruining his name, ruining my name, you know. I mean, and that's what they did, you know. And they sit around at right across where I feed the cat. They're a bunch of organized satanic gays, and she sits over there, you know, with her witch laugh, and the other guy's like, I worship Satan, you know, and they sit over there and they antagonize, you know, and you can't do nothing because as soon as you do, they get a police officer that's one of them to come up, and they haul you off to jail, and then your life's worse. You know, and I got stuff in the storage unit, man, that was already pushed from my hometown in Michigan, you know, and I'm not going to lose everything I have, man, and this and that, so I got to just deal with it. But this is a public record of what's going on, the 911 calls, the KHON calls to the news. This is what's going on. And this is what's going on. It's Chris Hansen, OAHU, Hawaii, and right now, it is 4:26. Here, flip this around. It's 4:26 now. Or 27. And this is what's going on right now in Oahu, Hawaii, right now. As they talk this stuff over here from the west towards Sand Island and the airport. You know, and I'm feeling this, and they got the focus sound, voice to skull stuff. This is what's going on every single day right now as the news and the police, just don't do anything about it because obviously they say they're untouchable. They're only untouchable because they're put somewhere, man, and they're allowing them to do with it, and they're making them untouchable. There ain't nobody untouchable, you know. They know where they are. They got the projects on us. They said they empowered the dark side. The dark side's the Satanists that are on me. You know, they're a bunch of Luciferian Masons, a secret society in society that's wrecking society. That's what's going on. And they think that they're so high on the hog, they're untouchable. It's, they're ruining the world is what they're doing. And they're ruining my brain.